Have you ever wondered what truly happens on Judgment Day? When Jesus returns will it be a global judgment day, or is there something more? In the Bible, there are words written that make us ponder the truth of Judgment Day. There are souls waiting believing that Judgment Day will bring justice to all. So what will happen? Let's dive in now to understand this message more deeply. What is Judgment Day? Judgment Day often stirs intense emotions, marking the end of the world as we know it. In Christian theology, Judgment Day is seen as the time when Jesus returns to judge the living and the dead. But what does this really mean? Why is it important for both believers and non-believers? This is not only about faith, but it also raises big questions about morality, justice, and human existence. Judgment Day confronts people with the moral choices we've made in this life. This event reminds us of the consequences of our actions and our responsibility to all living beings and the world. Let's think of Judgment Day as an opportunity to reevaluate ourselves, to see what truly matters in life. Judgment Day may not just be a fearful event, but also a call for forgiveness, compassion, and love. In those moments, we may find spiritual strength and comfort in our faith and love for God. The Bible reminds us that Judgment Day is a time to ask if we have lived up to our faith. We are not just judging the past, but thinking of hope for the future, a better world we wish to build. Judgment Day is a reminder that every act of kindness, every fair action, holds meaning in God's eyes. In the fear of Judgment Day, we also find hope and faith in God's mercy and love for humanity. Judgment Day can also be seen as an opportunity for humanity to correct mistakes and strive for a higher life. Remember, Judgment Day is not just punishment, but a time to find forgiveness and reconciliation with oneself and with God. Ultimately, Judgment Day is a reminder that God is always there, bringing hope and salvation to all who seek Him. Different interpretations of Jesus' return. When it comes to Jesus' return, there are many interpretations within the Christian community. Some believe in the physical return of Christ, while others interpret this event metaphorically. The book of Revelation describes symbolic images of the end times. These images evoke an anticipation of salvation and justice. Some also look forward to the rapture, when believers will be taken to heaven before the tribulation. These differing interpretations show the enduring appeal of this topic, even within the same faith. Regardless of belief, we all share a common faith in Jesus' return. Reflect and ask yourself, what is your belief about Christ's return? Each belief offers a unique and profound view of Christ's return. Does your belief bring you peace? Whether physical or metaphorical, the weight is a call to hope and faith. Let us hold fast to our faith, awaiting the day of Jesus' return together. Faith will be our guiding light, even if we don't know when He will return. Trust and pray to welcome His return with a peaceful heart. We are not alone on this journey, for God is always with us. Comment below to share your faith, and let's await His return together. Different interpretations of Jesus' return. What does the Bible say about the return of Jesus and Judgment Day? In Matthew 25 minutes and 31 seconds to 46, we see the image of the Son of Man coming in glory, sorting humanity like sheep and goats. Sheep represent the righteous, while goats symbolize the unrighteous. In Revelation 20:11-15, we read about the great white throne judgment, where every soul will be judged based on their actions. The great white throne is a solemn sight, reminding us of the gravity of our actions. These passages are not just ancient descriptions. They offer a profound message about the consequences of our actions. Our actions in this life are recorded and will be judged on Judgment Day. The Bible reminds us to live in faith and do good works to prepare for that day. Living with compassion and love is how we prepare for Judgment Day, when all our actions will be judged. Judgment Day is a reminder that every action, big or small, has meaning. On that day, we will face our own lives and what we have done. The Bible calls us to live a life of gratitude and service, preparing for the day of judgment. We are reminded that preparing for Judgment Day is not just about belief, but also daily actions. Acts of love and compassion are what Jesus wants to see in our hearts on Judgment Day. The Great White Throne is a reminder that God's justice will be fair and impartial. Prepare for Judgment Day by living righteously, loving, and standing firm in faith. Community reactions to Judgment Day. Judgment Day brings various reactions. Some feel a sense of urgency. They are compelled to spread the message of love and forgiveness, hoping to save as many souls as possible before Judgment Day. Meanwhile, some feel worried and anxious. This worry drives them to reevaluate their lives and faith. For others, Judgment Day has a metaphorical meaning. They choose to live justly and rightly, not just thinking about the future. Judgment Day reminds them of their responsibility to the community. It encouraged them to show love through tangible actions. Many young people feel called to live a life of purpose. They seek to protect the earth as part of their responsibility. But some, even with hope, still ponder deeply. Is what they're doing today enough to secure a better future? Judgment Day prompts us to reflect on our spiritual journey. It urges us to ask, are we living as God intends us to? Let our days be filled with meaning and faith. Community reactions to Judgment Day. According to the Bible, God's judgment is not solely based on rigid rules, but also on mercy. In many Bible verses, Jesus emphasizes forgiveness and compassion. This highlights His mercy. God's forgiveness isn't only for the perfect, but also for those who repent and seek redemption. When we think of Judgment Day, it's not only about judgment, but also a chance for forgiveness and redemption. Judgment Day will be a time of justice, but it will also shine with mercy. God brings hope and assurance that despite any sins, we can still find a way back to Him. God never wants anyone to be lost. He always extends His arms to those who seek His mercy and forgiveness. Judgment Day is a moment to realize God's infinite love as He welcomes those who repent. He is not only a judge, but a father willing to forgive when His children return. God's love and mercy give hope to the lost that they can always return. The final judgment is when justice prevails, but it is also when God's compassion shines brightly. Judgment Day is not only about punishment, but also redemption and faith in God's mercy. Together, we prepare for that day by loving and trusting in His mercy. God is always ready to forgive and show mercy to those who believe in Him, so we may find redemption in His love. We are reminded that on Judgment Day, God will judge fairly but will also bring hope through His mercy. Ultimately, Judgment Day is not only about justice, but also a call to those who seek God's mercy. The time of Judgment Day and signs of the end times. Many people wonder, when will Judgment Day come? The Bible doesn't provide a clear answer, but it gives some signs of the end times. These signs include conflicts, natural disasters, and the moral decline of humanity. Conflict is one of the greatest signs of the end times. Frequent natural disasters remind us of life's fragility. The moral decay of humanity, indulging in pleasures and neglecting ethics. We ask ourselves, are these the signs foretold by the Bible? However, Jesus emphasized that no one, except the Father, knows the exact day and hour. This reminds us not to try to predict the timing. Instead, let's prepare ourselves by living righteously each day. Love, care, and live with a pure heart, treating each day as a gift. For we do not know when Judgment Day will come. Simply live with faith and steadfastness, and we will be protected. Our faith is a solid refuge amidst a turbulent world. Seek God each day for peace and guidance. And if these signs resonate with you, share to spread the message. The significance of Judgment Day for our lives today. Judgment Day is not just a future event. It also affects how we live today. It reminds us to live with ethics and justice, to love and forgive. Judgment Day encourages us to build good relationships with those around us. For those who believe in Jesus, it encouraged them to live a life based on love and sacrifice. Jesus taught us to live based on love and forgiveness. Judgment Day reminds us that God's love is boundless, guiding our every step. Small acts of kindness in everyday life are how we prepare for Judgment Day. For believers, this is a reminder to live a life of faith, mercy, and forgiveness. Judgment Day is also the hope for Jesus' return, bringing light and new life. We need not fear, for He promised to be with us and guide us. Judgment Day encourages us to live united and forgive one another, so we may enter a new era together. He teaches us to live with unconditional love, a love like God's for us. Living in faith is living in peace and hope, knowing that God is always with us. We must pass down love and compassion to future generations so they too know God's love. Let Judgment Day be the motivation to create a fair and peaceful world. Learn from the teachings in the Bible, living a meaningful and fulfilling life directed towards Him. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next Bible stories. Let's explore the deeper meaning of faith and life together.